Hey guys, Kim here, and you are tuned into Kim E, the Diabetes MP. Now, I have a special treat for you today, and it feels like I say that a lot, but this is a good treat. So, now on Instagram, I posted a simple question. I posted this question to practicing nurse practitioners. What is one thing that you wish you knew before you became a nurse practitioner? And the reason why I posted this question is because I really wanted practicing nurse practitioners, seasoned nurse practitioners, to weigh in here and to really help our new nurse practitioners with some advice, just to drop some gems, some jewels, and some takeaways that, if we could give our younger selves some advice, what would that be? Okay. And that post, it did very well. It was a great conversation. Well, I want to take it a step further, and I have asked a couple of nurse practitioners, a few of them, to just submit that and go a little bit more in detail with what their answer would be. So I have compiled their responses, and they are really talking about some really good things, guys. But before we get into all of their responses, their great responses, I wanted to mention just a couple of things. For one, if you do not know, I have launched a brand new course called the New Diabetic Workflow. Now, this course is specifically geared toward the nurse practitioner student and the new grad nurse practitioner. And it's just a framework to help you organize your care when you get that brand new diabetic. You've just diagnosed somebody with diabetes. What do you do next? And this course will definitely walk you through what your next steps are, your initial steps. So if you're interested in that, go to the link in the description box. You can learn all about that. And then also, guys, I feel like I need to myself come on and tell you what my one thing is that I wish that I knew before I became a nurse practitioner. Now let me just say this. There's a lot of things that I wish that I knew, but if I can sum it up in just maybe a few little things, it's really hard to narrow it down. But one of the things that I would say is I wish that I would have given myself grace. Okay. I think I took the responsibility of being a provider, a primary care provider, because that was the first role that I stepped into fresh out of my master's program. I really wish that I would have given myself a break. Okay. I wish I would have realized that nobody's expecting you to know everything. None of us know everything. Even the nurse practitioner that has all of the years of experience, all of the different certifications, they don't know everything. Okay. And I wish that I would not have beat myself up so much at the beginning, thinking that I needed to know everything. I needed to be everything for my patients. I felt like the buck stopped with me. And in a sense, it kind of does, but then in a sense, it doesn't. You have so many people that are out there for resources, so many specialties that you can lean into to learn more, And in that first year of being a nurse practitioner, man, you learn a lot. And the thing is as you're going through it, you don't even realize that you're learning that much. Honestly, you look up in year 2 and you're like, wow, I've really improved. Like, I'm really getting the hang of this thing. And I wish that I would have enjoyed the process a lot better and really enjoyed just being the student, And I guess my second thing is just that. Realize that you're going to be a student. It kind of ties in together. So you never ever stop learning, guys. You're always the student. And to be quite honest with you, when you stop learning, that's really honestly when you have the problem. Okay. When you feel like you know everything, you're probably the most dangerous at that point. I'm just going to keep it 100% real with you. If you feel like there's nothing that you need to learn, and that goes for anybody, whether you be a registered nurse, nurse practitioner, PA, MD, when you feel like there's nothing else for you to learn, it's probably time for you to step out of the position that you're in. And so, anyways, my big thing is give yourself grace. Remember that you're a student. You're going to always remain the student. That should be your goal. Always learn, always grow. And so Without further ado, guys, let's get into these next nurse practitioners. As you're watching their responses, I'm going to have their names flashed above and where you can find them online, and I'm also going to put it in the description box. Thank you, guys, and I hope you enjoy.
So the one thing I wish I would have known prior to becoming a nurse practitioner, I have to say, as far as business-wise, is how to negotiate my salary. No one taught me how to negotiate my first salary, so I really got lowballed with my first job. The second thing I would have to say, as far as practice-wise, was how to read an EKG. When I came into primary care, I struggled with reading EKGs because that's something that we didn't do in NP school. So those are the two things that I would have to say I wish I would have known prior to becoming a nurse practitioner.
Hi, my name is Courtney Shihabuddin, and I'm an adult gero primary care nurse practitioner. And I'm also faculty at Ohio State in the College of Nursing. I teach in the graduate program to teach other adult gero primary care nurse practitioner students. I love teaching. And I think that if I could impart some type of knowledge to you about what I wish I knew before I went to NP school, it would be that just because your RN experience is in one thing doesn't necessarily mean that that's what you have to do as a nurse practitioner. So I was an ER nurse before I went to NP school, and I thought that I wanted to work in an ER when I came out of school and graduated and started working. And I realized, like, after graduation, when I was applying for jobs, that I really couldn't work in an ER as an adult nurse practitioner, even in an adult hospital that, you know, in a city where there is a pediatric hospital as well, just because I couldn't see under the age of 13. So that kind of made me not marketable for an emergency room at all. So I had to find a different niche, and I ending up in an HIV clinic, which is where my passion was. So I think you need to know when you're applying to school kind of where you hope you'll end up, because I think that really determines what type of program you go into. And, you know, I think nowadays, if you decide that you want to work inpatient as an NP, like, you really need to go for an acute care certification, which means that you need to have acute care RN experience. And so I think kind of working and targeting your RN experience to where you think you want to end up or what type of program you want to end up in is really important. And I kind of wish I knew that before school. And it all worked out for me. I'm really happy with how I progressed and where I ended up. But I kind of wish that I knew that going in and didn't like think about doing additional certifications down the road. Because I think if I had done acute care or if I had done family, I would have ended up in a different position. So I would say trust yourself, know what you want to do, and map it out to know how you're going to get from point A to point B. And then those are the programs that you should look at. Good luck.
One thing I wish I knew before becoming a nurse practitioner is that I would always be working at the intersection. At the intersection, everyone's going in different directions, but they all have the same goal: to arrive safely, timely, and in one piece. But they're all going in different directions, so it can be crazy to try to, manage or guide that kind of thing. But it's possible. I've never looked back. I am so grateful for this work. It keeps me humble and it keeps me grateful. And serving people is a very powerful thing. You can't serve others and not walk away blessed. I love this work.